Today on America's Test Kitchen, Julia cooks grilled fish tacos. Adam reviews bench scrapers in the equipment corner. And Brian prepares sesame-crusted salmon with lemon and ginger. Right here on America's Test Kitchen.
This is Fish Taco Day here in America's Test Kitchen, but we're not doing the traditional California fish taco. That started down in Baja, California. A guy called Carlos had a stand, and a surfer named Ralph Rubio went down. Loved them. Tried to get Carlos to move back to San Diego. He wouldn't go, but he did take the recipe, and today he has a $100 million business.
Jeez.
And he takes chunks of white fish, batter fries them, and then has a white sauce, pickled onions. They're actually excellent. This is different. This started in the Yucatan as a whole fish split in half lengthwise, a chili mixture with some citrus, grill it in banana leaves and serve it with sides. So it's not really a fish taco, but it was the original idea for a grilled fish taco. So it's grilling, it's healthy,
It's delicious.
it's spicy, and it's delicious. So how do we start?
So we're going to start with some spices, and of course we're going to heat them up in some oil because that really helps bring out their flavor and helps them bloom. So I have 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil.
And you just
in the
emptied out
skillet.
your entire spice drawer, evidently.
Yep. Well, you know, a lot of recipes that we found could use some really exotic chilies, and you could toast them and grind them. That was too hard for us. But to the other end of the spectrum, we didn't want to just use chili powder because that didn't have enough oomph. So we're going to make our own really simple chili powder, and this is dried ancho chilies. This is a tablespoon of dried ancho chilies. This is 2 teaspoons of chipotle, which has that nice
I love chipotle.
smoked flavor. And we're just going to heat this up over medium heat for about 2 minutes until you really start to smell the spices and they start to bloom. You can see that oil is really starting to take on the color of the chilies because a lot of the flavors in these spices are oil soluble, which means they release their flavor into oil. I'm going to let you stir, and I'm going to add the spices as you stir. And this is a teaspoon of coriander, a teaspoon of dried oregano, teaspoon of salt. We're going to add 2 minced garlic cloves. You just want to stir that around so you can start to smell the garlic and the oregano. That takes about 30 seconds. So now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And this is what will help turn this spice mixture into a paste that'll really stick to the fish. You just want to cook that while mashing it into the skillet for about 20 seconds. All right, and lastly, we're going to add some citrus. And, you know, most recipes we found use sour oranges, but they can be hard to find. So instead, we're going to add a combination of lime juice. That was 2 tablespoons of lime juice and regular orange juice. This is half a cup of regular orange juice. You all right?
Man, I was born for the Yucatan. Yep, that's me.
And now we're just going to mix those juices in, make sure everything's really nicely dissolved into the liquid. We're going to simmer it for about 2 minutes till it's a little bit thickened. That looks good. You can see it's thickened down to a nice paste, and it'll continue to thicken as it cools. And you want to let it cool in a bowl for about 15 minutes before you toss it with the fish. So our chili mixture has been cooling for about 15 minutes. And here I have 2 pounds of 1-inch thick swordfish fillets. So you want a nice thick, firm fish. And if you don't have swordfish, you could use mahi-mahi. So I'm just going to cut it into 1-inch thick strips, which of course gives you more surface area for the rub, but it also makes it nice and easy to just put a piece of fish into a taco. All right, now we're just going to take this fish, stir it right into the chili mixture. If you don't mind doing the honors, I'm going to wash my hands in the meantime.
Okay. Now, if I were doing this in my kitchen, I'd be using my hands. Actually, you know what I am. These are the best kitchen tools.
I agree. I like to see you getting dirty in the kitchen. This is a good change.
Well, come over anytime, any night. You can see me cooking dinner. I still do it. Okay, I'm going to go wash my hands, but
All
there
right.
you go.
Meanwhile, I'm going to cover this with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge until we're ready to grill. So while the fish is chilling, we're going to cut some pineapple for the grill. You want to take off the top and the bottom, and then you want to peel the pineapple, making sure to get rid of those eyes because they don't taste good. You want to get that core out of the center because that really is too tough to eat. And to do that, I am going to quarter the pineapple lengthwise. And what that does is expose this core so it's easy to remove. So I'm just going to cut out the core. And then I'm going to continue to cut each of these pieces in half again lengthwise. That gives you the most surface area so you can get some good grill marks on the pineapple without having it fall apart on you on the grill. And that's it.
Okay.
So we're going to let that fish continue to marinate for a little bit, and then we'll head out to the grill and grill it all up.
Here's a quick tip for smoking fish or chicken indoors without any special equipment, and you can do it in 30 minutes or even less. You start with this, a 6-quart metal Dutch oven. You take a 7-inch square of aluminum foil and put that at the bottom of the pot. Take a 1/4 cup of wood chips, these are unsoaked, put them on top of that square of foil. Then we're going to take this disposable pie plate, that's to catch drippings, and put that on top of the wood chips. Then we're going to take a steamer basket, a collapsible steamer basket, and put that in the pie plate. And then we're going to take, in this case, salmon fillets. You could use chicken if you like. Oiled, salted, and peppered. Put those on the steamer basket. Finally, we're going to take another square, a larger square of aluminum foil, and make a little tent over the fish. Then we're going to turn on the burner to medium-high. So after 5 to 7 minutes, it'll start to smoke, and it's really smoking now. Just simply put some foil over the top, like that, and put the lid on to seal. Gives it a nice tight seal. Make sure the heat's down to medium, and the fish will take about 15 minutes to smoke. If you do chicken this way, the chicken will not be fully cooked. You'll have to throw it in the oven to finish. However, in terms of the salmon, after 15 minutes, the salmon will actually be fully smoked and also fully cooked. Another great quick tip from America's Test Kitchen.
All right, so we're ready to grill the fish and the pineapple. And of course, I've been heating that grill up on high for about 15 minutes, so it's good and hot. But before I put the pineapple on the grill, we're going to brush it with a little bit of vegetable oil, and this is about a tablespoon. So the thing to keep in mind when you're grilling something delicate like fish is you want to get the grill really hot and you want to clean it very well. So we're going to take our grill brush and really scrape off any remaining gunk that's on it. That looks pretty good. And of course we're going to oil, and I like to oil the heck out of the grill when I cook fish. So I have a pair of long tongs, a wad of paper towel.
This is not 2 or 3 passes. This is like a dozen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I'm just going to run it over the grill grates to really help the grill grates become a little bit more nonstick. As I mentioned, we are heating this grill up on high, but you don't want to cook over high. We're going to cook over medium high. So all the way across the board, medium high for the pineapple and the fish. I'm going to put the pineapple on first. And of course I'm going to have 1 jalapeno, which I washed, and I'm going to put it right on the grill too so it gets nice and charred. And now I'm going to take our fish and I'm going to lay it right on the grill. And so whenever you're cooking on gas, you really want to keep the lid closed to help trap that heat, because gas grills usually aren't as hot as charcoal. So we're going to cook the fish and the pineapple for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, then flip it over. Oh, this pineapple's looking good. You see those nice grill marks? And now it's time to flip the fish over. And
Better you than me.
I like to use 2 spatulas. And if you loosen it on one side and flip it over, you can see even with all this sauce on the fish, it doesn't stick as badly when you really superheat the grill and you oil it really well. There we go. We're going to let it cook again another 3 to 5 minutes on this second side.
Last time I did something like this, half of it stuck on the grill. So I got a pound off and left a pound on.
Oh, that's harsh.
So you're doing better.
So it's been about 3 minutes on the second side. And we're just going to take a quick peek at the bottom of a piece of fish and see, oh, some nice grill marks there. And I think she's done. So if you wouldn't mind helping me with the platter.
Sure.
Oh, it smells good, doesn't it? All right, so there's all our fish.
Spicy.
And now we're going to take the pineapple off. I got to clean the grill because fish did stick a little bit, and you don't want that to get on the tortillas. And the easiest way to do this is just to throw them on the grill.
Fling them from a distance.
Tortilla tossing. So we're going to cook these for about 30 seconds on each side till they get some nice char marks and they're nice and soft. And then we're going to wrap them up in a clean kitchen towel so they stay nice and warm and soft for when we're eating.
Okay.
All right, so everything's grilled, and now we're just going to finish prepping up the salsa before we can taste our tacos.
Quickly finish, I might add.
Yep. So I'm just going to quickly chop up a red bell pepper. So I'm just going to cut this into about 1/2-inch pieces, and then we'll cut it widthwise. All right, so this is trim, and I'll put this in our salsa bowl. And now I'm going to cut up the grilled pineapple into smaller pieces that are more appropriate for a relish.
I have to say, for years, I was absolutely opposed to grilling fruit.
Were you?
I got up every morning and said, I will not grill fruit today. But grilled pineapple actually is a really good idea.
Yeah, and it's easy because it holds together so nicely on the grill. All right, so we also grilled this jalapeno for the salsa, so we're just going to mince this up. This is 2 tablespoons of minced fresh cilantro. Season this with a little bit of salt. Oh, boy. Oh, that smells good.
I've never seen. No, wait. Do I get to smell it?
Well,
No.
you were laughing. I didn't think you.
I was
wanted to.
laughing, but I can sniff and laugh at the same time.
All right, so now it is time to eat. Here you are, some fish.
Thank you.
A little bit of salsa. And you help yourself to the avocado. All right.
Ready?
Oh, this looks good. Juicy.
It's got some spice in it, but the pineapple's really sweet. It's got the grill flavor.
And you can really taste the spices, but they're nice and round. They're not harsh or raw.
So great grilled fish tacos start with a homemade chili paste. We had ancho powder. We also had some chipotle powder, orange juice, lime juice. Let that rest and cool. Swordfish cut into 1-inch planks. Put that together and let that sit for a bit. And meanwhile, you cut up a pineapple. Went out to the grill and grilled both, 3 or 4 minutes aside. We also used the pineapple to make a great salsa. So there you have it. For America's Test Kitchen, your kitchen, a great recipe for grilled fish tacos. The best way to tell if someone's a serious cook is look in their drawer in the kitchen. If they have a bench scraper, that means they are serious. I use them all the time. I use them for moving pie dough onto a rolling pin, cleaning up a counter, dividing pizza dough into 4 equal segments, etc., etc.
You're right. In every professional kitchen, you'll find dozens of these things. And like home kitchens should also have them, especially if you're into baking. They're called bench scrapers. They're called dough scrapers. They're called dough cutters. We've tested these before. We've had one that we've loved for years, but they're new models on the market, so we decided to reevaluate the category. This is our old favorite. We have 5 new ones in the lineup. The price range was $3.70 up to $10. And there was only one really innovative design amongst the whole bunch of them, and that's this one. And you can see that it's got raised sides, so it's almost like a little dustpan. And it's meant as a scoop, and these sides will help keep all of the vegetables or herbs on board. You have a copy over there. Why don't you give that a try and see what you think? It's great. I mean, you don't need to sort of guard things with your hand. It definitely delivers on that front. Where our testers didn't like it so much is this asymmetrical orange handle felt a little bit awkward. And then why don't you divide one of the doughs with that one? If you had a really big chunk of dough, these sides could catch in the dough and it made the dough cutting a little bit awkward. We also had this plastic one. This one for cutting was a little bit too flexible and a little bit too flimsy. Also, it didn't have that much of a handle, so it didn't feel really secure when we were cutting dough with it. Our testers didn't really like this. I want you to try the one with the white handle there. Divide a dough with that one and see what you think. Yeah, having sort of a tough time.
Yeah,
this one was a little blunt, and you can even feel it with your thumb. It's not that sharp, and it didn't make clean cuts. It squished the sides of the dough. What we do like in a blade is that it be very thin and very deeply beveled, which gives you a little more cutting power. That's that last one you have there. Try that with dividing a dough.
Yeah, that's easy.
A lot
that's
easier.
Good, yeah.
It cuts right through and it cuts cleanly. We also preferred the handle on this one because it's polypropylene, it's textured. So if your hands get greasy or floury, it's actually a more secure grip because